of our country likely to follow. I believe that we still have a small window to prevent this from happening. We can rescue this country from the strange imposters that have seized it illegally and are holding it by the jugular. Let me caution that the leaders of those African countries that have completely collapsed into chaos never came together one day and agreed to collapse their countries. Rather, their countries collapsed because of the incremental and compounded individual and collective utterances and actions of those leaders. Nigerians know more about the person sitting in office as their president and how he got there, and the dangers that it portends for them and the country today and in the future. It is for them, especially the younger generations, whose future are to be shaped by that man, to decide what they want to do with that knowledge. Now, let me give a historical perspective to the constitutional evolution that gave birth to the 1999 Constitution. In the build-up to the current democratic dispensation.
Don't worry, Atiku. We know everything that went in there and the role you play. So you are following that, Abi? Somebody said they called them mandate bandits. People will be sitting they sing on your pampas we shall shout. On your pampas we shall poo. On your pampas bola. On your pampas bola. On your pampas we shall be. Because it's actually mandates. They are now being called mandate bandits. So APC, Egbekegbe, is now accusing Atiku of inciting Nigerians against Tifnumbu. Drama plenty, but here is that part I actually wanted you to listen to. Listen to this part.
In my own generation. So, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me make a few proposals that I believe will help. Listen carefully. We can urgently make constitutional amendments, and I'm happy members of the National Assembly are here, that will prevent any court or tribunal from hiding behind technicalities and legal sophistry to affirm electoral haste and undermine the will of the people. Our democracy must mean something. It must be substantive. Above all, it must be expressed through free, fair, and transparent elections that respect the will of the people. Firstly, we must make electoral voting and collation. Members of our National Assembly here present, we must make electronic voting and collation of results mandatory. We don't want to see any human being handling our results, whether at the polling units, at the ward, at the local government, or we should all be able to stay in our homes and look at the television as the television is putting our results. This is the 21st century, and countries less advanced than Nigeria are doing so already. It is only bold initiatives that transform societies. Secondly, our members of the National Assembly, we must provide that all litigation arising from a disputed elections must be concluded before inauguration of a winner. Please, I beg of you. This was the case in 1979. I don't know how we came to this present situation. The current time frame between elections and inauguration of winners is adequate to dispense with all election litigations. What we have currently is akin to asking thieves to keep their loot and use the same to defend themselves while the case of their robbery is being decided. It only encourages mandate and banditry rather than discourage it. Thirdly, in order to ensure popular mandate and real representation, we must move to require a candidate for president to earn 50% plus one of the valid votes cast, failing which a runoff between the top two candidates will be held. Most countries that elect their presidents use this two-round tier system with slight variations rather than our current fast past the post system. Examples include France, Finland, Australia, Bulgaria, Portugal, Poland, Turkey, and Brazil, Argentina, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, Namibia, Mozambique, Madagascar, and even Liberia, where a
70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Jesus. Is that you? 70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Jesus. Is that you?
I will not allow you to. Help me, 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 help me. If they carry me, they go, we are not know. Help me, help me, help me.
So Atiku had advice for everyone, and according to him, posterity will judge him. So the APC, Egbekegbe, now responded by saying, Atiku is a sore loser. Oh, these guys are just sore losers. Like Nigerians are behind Tifnumbu. And if you don't believe it, we'll send somebody to one of your TV stations. They can't answer. They can't go mistakenly send one Agbadomaiti or more. This is between us, so here you get. Don't tell anybody. If you have anybody that boldly says they are APC member or they support APC with their heart as a member of your family, emergency family meeting, no. But me need some kokon. If you have anybody, whether your baba or your mama is one of the APC people, I'm not joking, no. It is a mental disorder. Educated people will start sounding like Pangolo illiterate. Illiterate will be sounding like real shoko on colos. People will be saying they don't shoko. Drug, I don't know how to describe it. People who are like, they are like completely off. So they mistakenly said one Agbado might enter arrest, arrest television. I told you, I said, go and write it. Before Tifnumbu, an APC, Egbekegbe complete 4 years. You see that Rufai Oseni, he go exile, or they go jail him. A lot of you will see things. Sometimes when I say things, a lot of you will, when you hear them for the first time, you're like, my ego, that was not possible, Jare. Show monkey, show wine in mini. I always pray for long life and prosperity. I cannot guarantee that second one, but I always kind of believe that if I ask for long life for all my viewers, they will get long life. It is their lifestyle that will guarantee if they will get prosperity, because life is choice anyway. So, but yeah, I pray for you to have a long life so that you can live through everything Mayegun said. And when they when they start manifesting, you will still be alive and say, I remember when you said this thing 3 years ago, Mayegun. Mayegun, you said this thing 2 years ago. There are people who keep my records here, even though I have the record as a diary here. So I always pray for my own viewers. Everybody who is viewing me, may God give you long life and prosperity. But like I said, I don't know how that second one will be, but I believe in God. I trust in God that you will have a good life and a long life anyway. Sure you get. They send Agbadomite to inside the Arise television, Arise News. See. The person called, they say, you are a liar. You are a liar. God will judge you. Let me talk. I'm not your mate. You know that I'm older than you. I said, Egbon, you cannot be lying on television because you think that, well, God knows anyway. I'll show you. Maybe you will understand what I'm trying to say. If this one is somebody's papa, at least next time tell them. Professor Emma Lobenyemo. You know what we do in Yoruba? We say, Esa, Ejoma, Ejo, Emma di Benyemo. Why did you go there? Who advised you? I thought I could. Emma try Emma de it's not a place you can just go anyhow. Don't, for your own sake, because look at this man. If shame has a name, is going to be speaking to you right now. If shame get name, I think I have a textbook definition for it. Listen to this. Oma Dijalai, we did 1, 2, 3, 4. As you are listening, 1, 2, 3, 4. It go from 0 to 100. Television.
Yes, this is not the beginning of hunger in Nigeria, but you'd agree, Mr. Onokpasa, that since the removal of fuel subsidy, life has been harder for Nigerians. You can look at the purchasing power, inflation rate.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Bola Tinubu did not remove fuel subsidy. That is a misconception. The law does not even allow you to pay fuel subsidy. That is the PIA Act. So we were paying since that act was passed, we were paying subsidy unlawfully. Then the previous government, which was comfortable with breaking the law with respect and paying the subsidy, only made provision up to, I think, June this year. There is this, I think, I believe we would have been in even far greater problem today if that subsidy had continued. It's not Bola Tinubu that removed subsidy, for God's sake. That is fake news with respect. The law says you can't pay subsidy. A president does not have a right to break the law. It is even the duty, the mandate, the obligation of a president to obey the law. You know? And then we have all this, you see this news cycle, we have been doing a lot of things with respect that are just totally uncalled for, unpalatable.
Okay, Mr. Onokpasa, I would like to come in here.
You know?
Mr. Onokpasa,
they are unnecessary. Totally unnecessary.
Mr. Onokpasa, I would like to come in here.
Rufai.
Mr. Onokpasa, my name is
how are you?
My name is Rufai Oseni. And first, patriotism means...
How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you two?
You say?
How are you two? How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Good.
Okay.
Patriotism means supporting your country at all times, but also supporting the government when they deserve it. Mr. Onokpasa, I put it to you that you came here to misrepresent the facts today as regards subsidy removal. President Tinubu announced subsidy gone on Inauguration Day. And that was effectively pulling out subsidy. So you say he didn't remove subsidy, quoting the PIA law that had been there for a while, is misrepresentation of the facts. That's number one. Number two, since President Tinubu got in... Let me finish, Mr. Onokpasa. Let me finish, please. Secondly, since he got in...
Don't raise your voice at me, young man. Don't raise your voice at me.
Let me finish, Mr. Onokpasa. Let me finish.
I'm your guest.
So, since President Tinubu got in...
respect me.
Since President Tinubu got in,
I will
the
walk
economy...
out of your studio if you raise your voice at me.
Mr.
Talk to me
Nokpasa,
respectfully.
you may will take
For
your
God's sake.
decision if you want to. I'm asking a question. You might decide to walk out if you want to. Mr. Nokpasa, since President Tinubu came in, the economy has tanked. It's at an all-time low as we speak.
It has not. It has not.
Let me finish my question. Mr. Nokpasa, let me finish my question.
You are a liar.
Mr. Nokpasa, moderate yourself, all right? Moderate yourself.
Do you know what you are doing?
Good.
Listen to me. Young man.
Secondly,
do you know what you are doing?
Since President Tinubu came in, the economy has tanked.
You are pretending to be a journalist.
The indicators are there.
What is the matter with you?
Since he came in, the indicators are there. Number one, the cost of the dollar to the naira.
What is the matter with you?
The cost of the dollar to the naira has tanked tremendously as a result of the fluctuation of the currency. All right, that's one.
Is that Tinubu's fault? Don't you know why naira tanked?
I'm still asking my question. Secondly, it's been an
of your friends.
Because it's been an all-time malaise in the economy as we speak. Cost of living gone up tremendously. All right, and things are really, really south for the economy. So, in all of this, it's been a slopey downward spiral. What would you have to say about all of this, Mr. Nokpasa?
Thank you very much for that question, Rufai Hosseini. Please, Dr. Ruben Abati and my adorable in-law, Mrs. Myro. Does anybody have a more reasonable question for me to answer? Because I am not dignifying that insulting question from Rufai with a response. I am not.
Mr. Nokpasa, I will see that you're bailing on my question, and it's all right. It's all right for you to bail out if you don't want to answer it. But
I'm
it's
not
all right.
evading your question. Listen.
Please answer it if you can.
Rufai, listen to me. This is not animal psychology. It is law. Okay? If you want to be a journalist, you can be a journalist. And you should learn the ropes for those ahead of you.
Mr. Nokpasa, answer my question.
You can never be my mate. You can never.
Mr. Nokpasa, answer the question. Dignify yourself. Mr. Jacob says that dignify yourself and answer the question.
My God.
Dignify yourself
Please,
and answer the question.
Can we have peace?
Dignify yourself and answer the question.
Can we have peace in the studio?
My God.
Can we have peace?
What's wrong with this badly brought up little boy?
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Did you see the weary? Mr. Olapasa? You see them? First, they will come out, they will boldly want to lie to you. When you begin to present them with facts, they will turn it into argument. The person where they raise voice, they talk, say somebody else, where they talk slowly, ask question, is raising voice. No, don't raise your voice at me. They will scatter it. It is a technique. Foolish people, okay? Foolish people who want to appear intelligent, right? They have a line. It's mostly lies. So once they use that line and you begin to ask probing questions and you are presenting facts afterward, they go turn them to fight so that they won't be able to answer your question, okay? So you won't say they gave wrong answer, okay? It is a technique used by fools. And there are many in Nigeria. Imagine somebody will be foolish enough, somebody who is intelligent among the foolish people. That is now the most intelligent foolish person, representing the horde and army of foolish people in a country that need help. Imagine this. Just imagine that for a minute. They go turn out to fight. Then they will start calling on government to deal with you. You don't have respect. Somebody is asking you a question. You are talking to them as if to say, you are not my father. Listen, if I am sitting down here, okay, you don't talk to me and tell me, because you are an old person, you don't tell me that I have to respect you simply because of the way I ask you questions. If you come onto my program, you may be a Methuselah. If I ask you a question, you answer the question or you get the hell out of here. But you see, foolish people who pretended to be intelligent people, they go turn on to fight. Am I your mate? Don't you have any respect? Were you not brought up properly? Why are you asking me that question? That question is bigger than you. You are just a small boy. And all Mr. Olapasa. That's what they do. He came with his life prepared. He can't do mistake, enter Arise News. Maybe na Arishe News or Arishe Radio. Abi Arishe Television in Oyo. That was the invitation he thought he received. Because I bet you, if that guy knew he was actually going to the Arise News, he would have rejected it. You know, it's like they say, okay, you are invited to our morning show, Arise News. The way they saw Arise, he thought maybe it's Arishe News. Maybe one small room news somewhere, you know. When they turn on the camera, he saw Rufai in front and say, is this not Arishe News? They say, no, it's not Arishe, it's Arise. 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 Is that Rufai? They say, that's Rufai. Jesus. That's the beginning of the problem. You remember Olisa Agbakoba? The one that was reprobating, approbating. Don't ask me the meaning. It's just mean the word and opposite. Okay? Baiting be something that is like a fuming. Apro, repro. Sure, you understand? Don't ask me the further meaning. Shasha, you know, he go say yes this morning. He go say no in the evening to the same thing. Olisa Agbakoba. Instead of jam Rufai inside the Arise News again. This time around, the conversation is about morality. And those who are trying to shut people up from asking questions about this druggie, that all of us would have to go everywhere with that tag of a narco state. Certificate forgers, your press idiot. We're going to have to live with that until it is no more. So Agbakoba that was asking people to move on, jam Rufai. So, you know, when the two things jam again, guess who actually eventually banned? Now Agbakoba. I mean, you can lie, you can do all those things, but when you get faced with facts, the moral thing for you is to accept those facts and bury all those your innuendos, all of those your make-believe, and every other kind of a trajectory that they are trying to, or narrative they are trying to push. I'll show you that one too. It also happened inside that same studio. Arishe News, no, Arise News.
The current president and the CJN, all of them came together and agreed that we need a new system, and it worked. And that's why today you have the Lagos Judiciary at the top of things in Nigeria. That is the sort of collaboration I'd like to see. I'd like to see my dear friend Lateef Fagbemi play some sort of strong role. And the point you indicate about, is there something that can be done to collaboratively? The executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Because if we leave this thing to the judiciary, I don't know what will happen. The report of the valedictory speech of... Yeah?
Go ahead, finish up, sir, before I put the input.
You're going to say...
No, go ahead, finish up.
No, I was going to say this valedictory speech of Justice Wike is 20 years old, and there have been several. Now, Datijo's speech has just come out. So when will we get to implement? That's the big question. I don't have the answers.
Okay, so I have the answers for you, sir. And I'll tell you what you guys have been doing all this while.
Thank you.
What you all have been doing all this while is what we call strategy. But to be able to get the answer, you need culture. That's the part all of you have missed all this while. So when you say the Supreme Court is toxic, you are saying the culture is toxic. And this is the hard work. Maybe we should now start introspecting on how we can build culture. What you wrote, Dr. Justice Dahiru's paper, is strategy. It's not going to work. Because culture will eat strategy for breakfast. So probably now is the time to now have the cultural conversation. Because everything human beings do is couched around culture. A systematic way of life that you become accustomed to. You wrote a fine paper as regards bringing technology to hasten speedy delivery of justice. You said, Justice Aloma Mukhtar, throw it away. She doesn't have the culture of technology. Didn't you get it? So she was never going to implement it or look at it in the first place. So can we take out from here having the culture conversation, which spans over decades, over the years? Is this something you want to start couching in your conversations now? Because we can write documents from now to thy kingdom come. I'm sure you've written tons of them. And it's never going to work.
Yeah.
Isn't it time to look at the culture conversation?
Well, you see, Rufa, good point. Good point, except that I have no power. You know, I'm just looking down the list of, Nigerian CJs. I see Justice Stafford Foster Sutton. He was the only white man. Culture was there. They understood. My dad never received a visitor when he was the chief judge of East Central State. That was the culture. You just don't mix. That was the culture. Then you had Adetukubu Ademola. Culture. Then you went on to who? You went on to Taslim Elias. Culture. But Daniel Alexander, Fatai Williams. These were the guys of culture.
But look at the culture today.
Slowly it broke down.
It's broke down. Look at the culture today where
that's the problem.
The CGN speaks in a dinner organized by politicians. And we saw it.
Well, who do you blame? I agree with you, Rufai. But who do you blame? Are you blaming me for that? It is not possible. The culture has to return.
Yeah.
The point you made is good. What was it that told my dad after coming home from work that he sits at home and he doesn't go anywhere? It was the culture. There was that.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you.
I mean, and I love those two engagements, by the way. So I decided I was going to share them with you. When I saw them, I was like, well, that's kind of like, thought-provoking for those who can think how things just go from bad to worse and worse and worse to terrible and to complete ignominy. It's going to take the culture of impunity, the culture of corruption. And at the end of the day, you have a society of depressed, repressed, and oppressed citizens who are screaming. I'm sorry if you don't understand Yoruba, by the way. I have one for you. While others are screaming out, calling out the criminals in government. Emi Lokon, he don't touch everybody already. Now, this guy was being loud. Another person, another terrestrial power in the disturb inside the same Nigeria. Here is one. I'll show you the second one.
See, more talk about that one. What about the cat? You know, we said the truth. APC government for this country na shit. Why you go buy cement? Cost. Why you go buy rice? 70,000. Share money out. Yawo letan baso nítorí oúnjẹ. Come back, file oúnjẹ jẹ. Come on back, file oúnjẹ jẹ. Ìwọ tó bá bile sọ̀rọ̀ against the video yìí. Olo buy rẹ̀ jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àwọn tó bá ní ni. Ikú oró lẹ́kù. We are suffer. Ola ko wa ni la file sọ̀rọ̀. Àwa ń jẹun ebi ò pa wá la file sọ̀rọ̀. People are suffer. A lot of people are suffer. Ayé yóò ní dáa, ebi pa àwọn èèyàn. Give a senator, they are doing meeting. Senator won't buy car for 160 million. For what? 160 million because you don't know good. They won't buy car. Who they do road? No be senator they do road. We are going to enter streets. We are going to block everywhere. Nigeria they suffer. Now APC we do. We fought for APC. We campaign for APC. But we are suffer. Anything you want to talk am. Now Almighty God, Almighty Allah will punish all of you. Inshallah. We are suffering. People are suffering. Regardless of the party, people cannot do anything for this country. Now suffering they won't kill us. What happen? Each of you, because of politics, I know that you comment or you talk about this video. Anybody of you will talk bad about this video. Inshallah. Inshallah. Kilode, our parents who are suffering, all our parents are suffering. Food and cost, everything are cost for this country. My God will punish you guys. What did happen? We are going to enter street. If you want to kill anybody, anything you want to do for country, kill us. Somebody are killing us before. Oppression are killing us before. The president are killing us before. So it's better for us to carry gun. Give them, or not by any policeman, give gun. Make a clean youth, they are full. How much the salary? Policeman, how much you are collecting? Your parents and your children are suffering. See, more talk about that one.
Àtisebo, àtisete, àti ń parọ́ tipẹ́, àtisete, òtítọ́ òdìmú òdodo òsì mọ́, àtisete, kágbọ́dé fáláre, àtisete, kágbẹ̀bí fáláre, àtisete, adájọ́ ń parọ́ torí owó, àtisete, òtìlú ń parọ́ nítorí ipò, àtisete, èdò gbówó mi, ńtẹ́, àtisete, ìyà ń jà aráàlú, àtisete.
Ìyà ń jà aráàlú, ó ń pẹ́, àtisebo. You go enter street, oh. Afa, they tell you say ogun ló máa pa gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá. If you see anything under this video, people are suffer far. Omo, it's true. People are suffer. People are actually suffering. And he's right. People are suffer. Everybody is suffer. Offer till learning. You see that my guy? Look at him. You get small data tonight. That's good. You are here. Welcome to the temple. Before you leave. Person we talk say he want what do they call it? He want take my tears. Drink Gary. The guy they beg for money to buy Gary now. My tears, my tears. You know, my tears is here for everybody to drink Gary with it. But the problem now is that a lot of them can no longer afford Gary. So if you want to drink tears, it's salty. You know, say tears get salt, kind of salty. Oh yeah, I told you, put your cups or bucket in front of that your device. Yeah, put it in front of your TV. It go soon full. You go take and drink Gary. Cook rice, cook everything. Somebody said, obedient, they have gone back to their place of work. Okay? Like, they know they are not expecting anything from these criminals. They did their best. Majority of them have now returned back to their jobs. Okay? And their lives. Trying to get on. Now, the people we talk say, they go make Ojuyima bo. Una go get bruised face. Kolu is going to be your president for 8 years. Now them can't they scream most now. In the other part of the place, so some people know they disturb Tifnubu anymore. Now God that they drag with them. Oh, this video is very funny, right? So people will be say Nigerians, they are the type that sort of love to fight for God, by the way. Or we love to fight for God. We can tell you what God could do to you because of what you are doing secretly. God just told me now that you. When I go soon see waiting you they look for, because God they tell me say you go soon see waiting you they look for. I don't know waiting you they look for. Or you go even see waiting you know they look for self. Just be careful. In a way. Nigerians are those that have made themselves special advisor to Almighty God. Okay? And some of them are actually, right, the logistic managers for Hellfire. Some are also working as what do you call them? They are working in the ministry of heaven. So they are staff of the ministry of heaven. So they know if you're going to go to heaven. My dear brother, you are going to hell. Because they know. Unfortunately, they spend so much of their time in fighting for that